Wait, they're here already? Well, okay. Hello, ladies and gents. If you already know what Talon does, skip to this timestamp. So, let's start with introductions. This is the Talon, a revolver with fan-firing capabilities that can quickly dispatch opponents at close range. It can kill a person in 2 shots if you shoot them in the chest at point blank, but if you're using its fan-fire ability, it's probably going to end up taking more than 2 shots. It has another ability which is called Quick Draw. This makes your shots perfectly accurate for the time it is activated. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of the Talon. First pro, pretty good accuracy when strafing left to right. Here's a different pistol for comparison. Another pro is you're able to quickly react and do damage with the Quick Draw ability. Now, moving on to the cons, the first con is the accuracy of the revolver with fanfire. Yeah, it didn't look that bad when I showed off the fanfire, but guys, hear me out. There's 2 things you gotta know. First of all, I am a bad player. This is where like half the problem comes in. The other problem is when I'm actually using fanfire, I'm probably gonna be doing it in like at a panic. And when you're doing it in a panic, kind of just mashing the mouse and hoping something hits. The second con is its horrid range. Sure, I can still do damage at ranges longer than close range, but the damage is quite pitiful. What also sucks is this range impacts knocking off helmets. And this makes total sense, but kinda screws me over when I'm trying to do something a little special with the Talon. Okay then, now that we have covered the stats of the Talon, let's talk about So, what am I trying to do in this video? Well, there's 3 main things. The first goal was to get to 1,000 kills. I had already gotten around 700 kills with my Talon. I'd used it for around 60 or so hours, although I didn't really use it all that much during that time. When I did, I almost exclusively used its fanfire ability. I figured at this point, why not kill it now? It's so close. Mastering the core functions of the Talon was my second goal. I want to become at the very least proficient with all the weapons in Gravedigger. Well, most of them anyways. I'm looking at you, Mr. Instakill. So, if I don't feel like I deserve my 1,000 kills, I'll keep playing till I feel comfortable with the weapon. Now, for my final goal, I want to achieve the Revolver Ocelot Easter egg in a close-range duel. To activate the Easter egg, I have to headshot an enemy with the Quick Draw ability, with only 1 shot left in my cylinder. This turns me into, you'll see it later. The Easter egg also has a few other requirements. This includes no helmet, no perks, and only 1 weapon. With all those restrictions, I knew what class to play. The Officer. It already had no helmet and could act as an excellent support class with flares, binoculars, and the whistle. So I could still be useful to my team, even if I was playing horribly that round. Now, with all that said, you know what to expect. So, let's begin with the first day. I went into this thinking, I only have 300 kills left. How hard could it be? Yeah, well, it kinda dawned on me the first day. This was gonna be hard. The main problem was the way I was using the Talon. I was either using it as a knockoff shotgun, trying to get into close range and basically just spraying and praying, or trying to use it at longer ranges than I was supposed to. Even if I had hit my shots, which he didn't, it would have done jack to that soldat. The Talon will struggle to even remotely compete with any primary. However, it was much easier to kill a person if I was at point blank range. Like I said before, I treated it like a negotiator with a bit more ammo. Sure, I got a few kills here and there, but didn't feel like I really earned any of them. It more felt like they plopped into my lap by chance. It also wasn't very consistent. In fact, I was playing quite badly, missing a lot of my shots even at point blank range. I went to bed that day disappointed in my less than stellar abilities. A new day, a new me. I hopped on and began playing once again. To mixed results yet again. Now let me say it again. I was still getting killed. Yeah. But it was just frustrating how much recoil the Talon had when hip firing. I could empty a whole mag into someone and still miss. Was this a skill issue? Yeah, it definitely was. These situations required split-second decisions and good recoil control. It also didn't help that his screen shook like crazy when firing from the hip. Future me here? Since this took so long for me to write a script, they made the recoil a lot more manageable for the trade-off of fire rate, and just look at this. Well, day 2 was just a giant sign saying, yeah, you're not really getting better at this. Sometimes it was the gun. Other times it was just me. But there was a small glimmer of hope. The most reliable way to get kills so far was praying that most of my bolts hit. While it was a way to get kills, it relied on me having the element of surprise, which I usually fumbled. But there was one other way. Miss it? Check out the officer. See the blood cloud by his head? That meant that shot went straight to his head and through his brain. That was using quick draw. Since the first shots are perfectly accurate, it could be used to achieve quick and snappy headshots. This was the ultimate, well, not ultimate test, but it was a test of preparation and skill. This was it, wasn't it? The light at the end of the tunnel. The question is, could I manage to pull myself together and start being an asset to my team? Slowly throughout the day, I was getting better. Take this clip from a skirmish in a warehouse. Now, did I lose that engagement by a wide margin? Yeah, but look. Look at what I aimed for. His head. In the split second I had to react, I aimed for his head. After this round, I knew what I needed to do. So after taking a break and thinking about it, this was the plan that I formed. Step 1, I would start the engagement by using quick draw to shoot off their helmets. By this point, they've likely gotten to cover. Step 2, I would then approach them and reactivate by quick draw. Since I'm advancing, I'll likely have the right amount of time to shoot their head before they can finish peeking. Step 3, wait for them to peek and headshot them. So with my new plan formulated, I hopped into the next round to try it out. Okay, maybe those were just, I don't know, bad situations? I mean, surely there's gonna be one or two that fits my plan, right? This plan was based on too many assumptions. Like, the enemy couldn't have a shotgun, how much time did I have, did I even manage to get off the helmet in the first place? This plan was flawed. Just look at this clip. I see the guy. He's far away and is coming towards me. Slight variation in the plan, but it's fine. I shoot out this helmet. Good. Alright, good. I see his head, and bam! I click his head. He doesn't even die. What the absolute... Even with nearly everything going right, I still can't pull it off. The rest of the match, I was still super pissed about that one clip, and it just affected my mood. I decided to call it quits before I managed to make my mood even worse. Oh, I see one of our squads are attacking. Wish them luck. Day 3, here we go. Let's see what happens. Alright. Alright. Okay, yeah, that was to be expected. The day was going on like every other day until nothing. I just thought that clip would be funny. Poor guy expected a duel of sorts. On a side note, I passed the 1,000 kill mark. I actually don't know when I hit it though. Check out this clip. This would obviously net me the Ocelot Easter egg, right? 2 goals completed in 1 day. I killed him with the last bull in my chamber, but... yeah, nothing happened. I then looked back at the Trello and found that you had to have the talent in your secondary slot, not your primary. And honestly, I didn't really even think about the missed opportunity. I was just chugging along with the game. But was I getting better? Yeah, I'd say so. While I was getting kills and getting a feel for the Talon, I wasn't really trying for the Ocelot Easter egg. So for the next match, my primary focus was getting the Easter egg. And I had limited success. The day passed by surprisingly quickly. Nothing ever just really happened to me other than dying a lot. So in the next day, I wanted to mix up things a bit. I wanted to get a bit more aggressive with my playstyle, just to see if it would net me more kills. It was certainly a breath of fresh air, but it didn't seem to get me more kills. But throughout the matches, I noticed something. I was able to actually hit my shots. And honestly, this was my best day by far. I had a blast and felt like I was actually improving. Now, it wasn't perfect by all means, but for the first time in this journey, I felt really happy with my performance. I went to bed satisfied with how I did that day. Not again. Well, sorry about that. You can go back to the video now. I'll clean up here. But old habits clearly died hard. I kept using fan fire out of instinct instead of trying to go for quick draw kills. And when I did try to go for them, I usually panicking with my shots. I didn't play much that day. It was clear I had a long way to go. The past days were not wasted. They helped me feel comfortable with Talon, which made these matches fun to play. Before, I was just charging into places, hoping to get kills. Now, I was still doing that, the difference being I wasn't relying off luck and hope for my kills. Well, let's just say I wasn't relying on them as much. I honestly can't really think of a good transition here, so, on to the next day. So I'm looking at the footage here, and I think I played like 15 minutes this day, so yeah, we're just gonna move on from this day. As days went by, I still couldn't get that one mythical headshot. But you didn't think I'd leave a job half finished, would you? That's it? I'm done. Oh my god. It took so long. I'm done. I've done it. I got the headshot, yeah. Over the week, I've considerably improved. Not only with the talent, mind you, but my overall situational awareness definitely went up. Also, perkless and helmetless was just don't do that to yourself. It really sucked. I think setting these goals really helped me learn how to properly use the Talon. Now, if you care to listen, I can confidently give an analysis of the Talon now. I consider it the ultimate sidearm. It's jack of all trades type of gun. It can act like a worse shotgun for close quarter stuff and still perform half decently in mid ranges. Its utility for so many different situations is just insane. But yeah, I guess that's the end. With all my goals complete, I can say I have finally mastered the Talon. I want to say a big thanks for watching the whole video. I actually had this footage done at the start of summer, but never really found the motivation to write, record, and edit. But yeah, I'm done. The game released, and a mini Talon work happened before I finished this video, so procrastination really hit me. And yeah, I'll try uploading monthly, see how that goes. And yeah, really, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.